So, today, we're going to talk about how artificial intelligence is basically rewriting the playbook for a game that's been around for centuries. We're talking from decoding the perfect bowl all the way to translating the voices of legends. AI is changing cricket in two massive ways, and it's happening as we speak.
You know, for the longest time, coaching in cricket was pretty much an art form. It relied on a coach's sharp eye, years of experience, and maybe a few diagrams scribbled down, just like these. It was all about human intuition, a skill passed down from one generation to the next. But that entire tradition, it's now facing a huge challenge.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're digging into today. What if the most precise, data-heavy coaching feedback you could get didn't come from a person at all, but from a piece of code?
All right, let's dive into the first part of this revolution. We're going to see how AI is literally stepping onto the field to become a virtual coach, breaking down some of the most complex actions in the entire game.
So here's the problem a recent research paper decided to tackle. If you're a top-tier professional bowler, you get access to all the fancy stuff. Labs, high-speed cameras, motion capture sensors, you name it. But what if you're just an aspiring player trying to make it big? That kind of analysis is completely out of reach. It creates this massive technology gap between the pros and everyone else.
The key piece of tech making this all possible is something called pose estimation. And what's so cool about this is how simple the idea is. The AI just watches a video of you bowling and it identifies key points on your body, like your shoulders, elbows, and knees. Then it connects them to create this digital skeleton. It can track the movement and angles of that skeleton frame by glorious frame.
And what's it analyzing with that skeleton? Well, it's this incredibly complicated biomechanical dance of fast bowling. The researchers broke it all down into these 4 key phases. Each part has a very specific job, from building up that explosive momentum in the run-up to transferring every last ounce of that energy into the ball right at the moment of release.
And this is where it gets really amazing, because this slide just perfectly illustrates the power of that analysis. On the left, you've got a novice bowler. On the right, one of the best in the world, Jasprit Bumrah. Now, to your naked eye, sure, you can see there are differences. But the AI doesn't just see them, it measures them. We're talking the exact angles, the speeds, the timing. It quantifies exactly what separates good from great.
So what exactly is the AI looking for? Well, it's tracking a whole bunch of these key parameters. And as you can see here, things like how fast your run-up is and the angle of your shoulder at the exact moment you let go of the ball, those are hugely important. The AI tracks all these variables to pinpoint exactly where a bowler might be losing speed and power.
So, the big question, does it actually work? Well, according to the study, oh yeah. After analyzing the novices, the AI calculated their skill parity compared to the pros was somewhere between 35 and 64%. In other words, it didn't just say, hey, your technique is different. It quantified how different, highlighting the specific biomechanical gaps they needed to fix to perform more like an elite athlete.
And this is the ultimate goal, which is just fantastic. The point isn't to create some expensive, exclusive system only the pros can use. No, the idea is to build an open source tool. So one day, any bowler anywhere in the world could just film themselves with a smartphone, upload the video, and get elite-level feedback. It's really about democratizing high-performance coaching.
So for players, AI is all about analyzing that physical motion. But that's only half the story we're telling today. Because for us, the fans, AI is starting to do something just as revolutionary. It's translating the emotion and the expertise of the game.
Okay, let's switch gears. We're moving from the pitch to the commentary box, because this is where a second AI revolution is completely changing the fan experience.
Think about it, the huge challenge that broadcasters like Star Sports were facing. Cricket has this massive, passionate global audience, but the expert commentary from international legends is usually only in English. So how do you possibly break that language barrier and connect those experts directly with millions of fans who speak Hindi, for instance?
Well, their solution is an incredible use of AI. They're now using AI-driven translation that lets international commentators, and we're talking absolute legends of the game, like Steve Smith, Brian Lara, and Matthew Hayden, speak Hindi, but in their own original voices. It's connecting them with a much, much wider audience. And this is not just some tech gimmick. Here's a quote from the Australian star Steve Smith himself. He's genuinely thrilled by the technology's ability to help him connect directly with millions of Indian fans in their own language. It's bridging a cultural and linguistic divide, and it's happening in real time.
So when you put these two powerful applications together, one happening on the field, one happening in the broadcast, you really start to see the shape of the future. A future where technology doesn't just analyze the game, but it enhances every single aspect of it.
And this coaching technology is really just getting started. The researchers are already mapping out the next steps, analyzing multiple players at once for team strategy, using 3D models for even more accuracy, and this is the most exciting part, providing real-time feedback through a simple smartphone app. Just imagine getting coaching tips the second after you've bowled a ball.
Ultimately, this is the big takeaway here. This fusion, this combination of super detailed on-field performance data with seamless global fan engagement is creating a completely new ecosystem for cricket. And you know what? For sports in general. Players are getting smarter and fans are getting closer to the action than ever before.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating final question to think about. As AI gets more and more sophisticated, does the human coach eventually become obsolete? Or are we just witnessing the dawn of a brand new kind of partnership, where human experience and machine precision combine